Well, hello everyone. It's Ryan Cohen, director here at the Louisiana Academy of Performing Arts. I'm here with you today to further discuss major triads. So far we've learned what a major triad is, and we've also learned the inversions of a major triad. So what's next, you might ask? What else could we possibly know about a triad? Well, we can also talk about triads and positioning for the triads. There are two ways that you can play triads and their inversions. You can play them in what we call closed position, which is what we've been doing, where we don't leave any space in between any of the notes, right? They're all within one octave, okay? But we can also do what's called open position, where we spread out the notes a little bit more, okay? So, for example, if we have a C triad, we could play something like this. Taking the middle note of the chord and moving it up to the top of the voicing, okay? And this gives you a little bit bigger of a sound, okay? And you can do that, of course, with any inversion. So what if I wanted to do second position inversion, a second inversion rather? I could do something like that. Okay, so if I did, I'll just go down the line here. So root position, right? Then I could do first inversion, second inversion. Okay, and so what's happening in each case is we're taking the middle note of the chord and we're moving it up to the top of the voicing. Okay, so I'll do it one more time. C in root position. We took the E here, right, and we moved it all the way up here. Now, first inversion, we would normally play this, right? E, G, C. Now we're taking the G and we're putting it up on the top voicing. Okay. Then finally, the second inversion, we'd normally play like this. We're going to move it all the way up here. Okay. Generally speaking, when you're doing open position chords, of course you could do really open, which is going to be maybe. But when you have more than a sixth, an interval of a sixth between your voicings, or between your notes, I should say, you start to lose kind of the continuity of the chord. It doesn't sound quite as full when you have spacing of more than a sixth or a seventh sometimes. So I recommend really sticking with this as the largest gap that you try and use. Now, can you add something below this? Sure, you could take your bass note, let's say C is down here, then we could do an E up here, then we could do maybe a C here, then we could do a G over here, right? And we have something like that. We could even put a fifth down here. Okay, and that's a very nicely done full chord. Okay, and if you notice, we have my rule that I just mentioned. No more than a sixth in between anything. Now, in the left hand, sometimes you can do just a root of the chord and a tenth or an octave. That's kind of common. But it's nice to throw down the fifth if you can in there, the fifth of the chord. Okay? And when I'm saying the fifth or the third, just a reminder, these numbers are coming from the scale degree of the triad. So when we say the fifth, that's a G because it's the fifth note of the C scale. Okay, so that kind of goes back to your scales. E would be the third, of course C is the root. Okay, so let's do one more. First, let's kind of open the chord. So let's do, I don't know, a D flat or C sharp major triad. All right, so first we're going to open it up. We're going to take the D flat, and I'm more of a flat person, so if you're a sharp person, forgive me. But we'll take the F and put it up here. Okay, so normally D flat, we'd have the F right down here. We're going to move it right up here now. Okay, and there you go. You could do that. And those are all the various inversions. Okay, now what if I really wanted to give some power to that? I could do something like this. Okay, and that's a very large chord. You could also do something like this. You could combine open and closed. So maybe I would do an open down here in my left hand and then put the closed on top. That's a pretty common thing that I'll use a lot. So left hand, open, right hand, closed. Okay, so what I'm doing in my left hand here on this C chord is I just played an open root position, C triad, and then in my right hand, I took a second inversion, closed position triad in C. And together, they make a really solid chord. I could even add a little G on top there, so 4-note triad, which I guess it's not really a triad anymore, but you get the idea. Okay. So that is open position and closed position chords in a nutshell there. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that tutorial. And go ahead back over to the piano now if you're not already there, and see if you can pick out your open position chords and your closed position chords. Mix and match them and see what kind of chords you come up with. See you next time. Take care.